We've covered a lot of video game topics here at the Game Mag, and one of them is those polarizing NFT games. When it comes to NFT games, we've covered MMORPGs, simulations, and open sandbox games. So we figured, why not cover a genre that isn't as popular as the rest of those? And we're talking about racing. That's right, today on the Game Mag, we'll cover the NFT game called Pegaxy. It is a virtual horse racing game where you can have your horses race and possibly net you some money. Don't worry, because we'll help you how you can get started and make money. This is the Game Mag's Pegaxy Beginner's Guide. Number 1. How you can get started. Pegaxy can be played on any browser when you are able to access their website. Right now, it is pretty much just for PC or laptop. The goal of the team is to get this thing into mobile devices as well. We're not really there yet, but doing it on a computer isn't that hard. Just head on to the Pegaxy official site, register an account, set your crypto wallets, and you're off to the races. Number 2. What is Pegaxy all about? We did mention earlier that this is a racing game, and to be more specific, it is a horse racing game. The horses in the game are called a PEGA. It is presumably taken from the mythical winged horse Pegasus. The Pegas in the game also have wings, so that's a very obvious visual. The concept is simple. You choose a PEGA from your stable, join races, and hope that you win. It's that simple, but we'll get more into detail, so don't worry. Number 3. How you can race. Racing in this game is simple. All you have to do is to join a lobby where there will be a total of 12 horses or players joining in. Once the lobby is full, the race will automatically run. That's right, the races will start on their own, which means that you have no control over your horse. This isn't like playing a racing game where you have to maneuver your vehicle or PEGA in this situation just to get ahead. There are no power-ups in the racetrack that will allow you to get an advantage. It is pretty much RNG racing at this moment based on your PEGA stats. There might be some environmental hazards and other factors to make the race more interesting though. If the RNG nature of the game will scare you, then that's understandable. You're basically gambling on something that you have no control over, but some people like that. After all, horse racing in real life is still a thing, so I think this might be catering to those specific individuals. Number 4. The resources in the game. Oh, we're getting close to the part where you can make money. To better understand it though, there are 2 currencies or tokens in the game. The first one is the Vigorous, or VIS for short. This is the in-game currency in the game, which you can obtain through racing. The VIS can be used for things like breeding Pegas and other expenses. If we were to compare it to Axie, another game we have covered on the channel, VIS is like the SLP. It is earned by players and has some monetary value. The other token is the PGX, and once again, like Axie, it is like the AXS. It is the governing token that can also be used for other things such as breeding as well as buying Pegas from the market. Now, let's go to the part that will get your juices flowing, which is hopefully not the only reason you're here, you beautiful subscriber you. Be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. How to make money. Number 5. Getting a PEGA and racing. Getting a PEGA is one way of making money. From the beginning, there are 5,000 founding Pegas. Basically, when the game started, there were 5,000 of these things available on the market. The founding title is also considered a rarity because since these things are NFTs, they cannot be duplicated. Even if they get sold to new owners, they will still maintain the founding title, which will sell for a lot of money. Now, how do you make money from a PEGA, you might ask? The answer is simple. You use your PEGA to participate in races. When participating in a race, only the winners from first to third place will win VIS as their rewards. Fourth place and beyond will give you nothing, so it is ideal that you might need to think when you want to race since the game is RNG in nature. The other thing is that players are limited to doing 25 races a day before it refreshes the next day. Think about it, if you lose all 25 races, then that's one day without any reward for you. The good thing is that joining a race doesn't require money or a fee. You don't need to spend VIS or PGX to join a race. If you lose, you just lose time and the opportunity to make a profit that day. When you want to buy a PEGA, you just head to the marketplace and find one that you can afford. Then use that PEGA to potentially win races. Speaking of your PEGA, you can also sell yours if you want. There are some that have multiple PEGAs and they're looking to get rid of it by selling it on the market for a profit. Number 6. Breeding your Pegas. Breeding is another means of making money. When you have a lot of Pegas and have the resources such as VIS and PGX to breed them, go ahead. The Pega that you breed can be added to your roster, or you can sell it for a good price. Just bear in mind that the prices for breeding may vary and is usually high, so that players are forced to burn their VIS. That way it doesn't end up like Axie, where there was too many SLP with very little way to burn it. Breed the Pegas that you have and sell them for a profit, or you can do this other way. Number 7. Renting out Pegas. One other way you can make a profit is by renting out Pegas. If you have an abundance of Pegas, you can rent them out to players. There are 2 ways for players to rent out Pegas, and we'll discuss the first one. The first method is by standard rental, where you pay the rental fee to get the Pega for a day or depending on the time period available. Be sure to use the Pega that you rented in the time allotted, so use up all your 25 races to potentially win some money. The danger here is that you may not turn a profit if the Pega you rented doesn't win its races. Basically, you lose money instead of earning it when you rent a bad Pega. Always make sure to check the win rate of the Pega before you rent it out. Forget about the rarity when you're renting, it's the win rate you want to look for. Number 8. A somewhat scholarship program. Another means of renting a Pega is by doing it for free. That's right, even when you don't spend any money in this game, you can slowly earn a lot by finding free Pegas to rent. There are players that will rent out their Pegas in a way where it is a split profit. How does it work, you may ask? It's simple. Go to the section where you can rent Pegas for free. If you get one, you can use that Pega for a day or depending on the time. Every time the free rented Pega wins, 80% of the winnings will go to the owner and 20% to you, the player that rented the Pega. You might think that's unfair, but it isn't. You basically didn't invest any money, and you can win small amounts as long as the Pega wins the races. Slowly but surely, you can build up your resources day by day until you can finally afford to build your own Pega. It is like a scholarship program from Axie. The beauty here is that you get your rewards from the owner, who is like the manager. Instead of giving out Pegas, they can be rented for free, thus winning both parties some amount of VIS. Just be aware that these free-to-rent Pegas run out quickly, so you probably won't find some free rentals for the day if you take too long to find them. Another thing is that you might get a bad Pega, but it's free anyway, so that shouldn't be an issue. It all boils down to luck when you want to make a profit. Now that you know how you can partake and win some races in Pegaxy, arm yourself with the information that we gave and you're off to the races. If you like more content like this, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and click on the bell. Until next time, we'll see you again for more on the Game Mag.